but main point being, you put Poppy, like remember when you came in hyping up, you know, the Kyle Poppy, and it was through a ban?
Aki potentially looking for a play mid. I don't know if he's going to find anything here, though.
Kara's flash available to him. Doinby's going to hop through with the perfect execution. The seismic shot doesn't land. 6 assist is down and out, and see ya later, Care. Aki scooping up the kill. First big play for NIP on the board, but PP God is spotted by Jway, trying to clear a ward, but gets a crash down through it. Holy moly, where did Lee's damage just come from? Too bad that he gets jumped on by Shadow, and the piercing arrow gets canceled. So Leave will be cleared on out by the young gun jungler. Boy, played on this bot lane tier 2, tier 1 turret. Aki steals away camps. Let's not go ruin that Aki by getting caught going for a Scuttle Crab here, as the Vault Breaker in is going to get him locked down by the Deadly Flourish. Assume earning that. Two-man Keeper's Verdict throws both bottom lane members into the air as the 1v1 between the top players going out. Kara going to flash over the wall. The perfect execution doesn't find its mark. Doinby going to flash forward and get the kill. 5 bans to Doinby. Don't mean squat right now.
Oh, I was just mentioning it, but the gap in the mid lane right now is absolutely ginormous. A 1.5k gold lead for Doinby by himself on this Akali in a matchup that we called out isn't even Akali favored, as we see a dance over a blue buff. That's what this game needs, a blue buff fight.
Shadow, smite 1, Jway throws Aki into the wall. The curtain call, though, is going to be interrupted by Leave, who's going to solo out, Assume, gets the kill, who's going to pay the bounty. So Sheer trades himself out the kill, but maybe Leave saving the rest of his team.
Now we actually see a potential contest over Herald here. I imagine FPX don't want to give this over.
All right, let's see one of those Keeper's Verdicts from Jway. He's trying to flank and keep solo kill off to the side. Doinby, though, sees an angle to go in on to Care. The exhaust comes down, though. Doinby gets shut down in his own shroud. PP God going forward. Keeper's Verdict from Jway only knocks out Care in the background, as we do watch Aki fall in his own 1v3 going forward if NIP want to grab themselves a Game 1 win here over FPX. And you can look towards Aki now as the Dragon is being started up. Herald dropped in the background into the mid lane. Here comes the Weaver's Wall, though. Going to make it very hard to get over that wall, but here's the Vault Breaker, and here comes Aki right here to ring the bell. Steals away the Dragon. Doinby flying into the face of Assume. Look at the attention Doinby dictates. Care, Jway, and Assume all have to wait for this Akali. But here comes Shears Gwen, dashing in with the needlework. Doesn't find any kills. It's PP God. It's going to be the only one dropping. Finally, a positive play from Aki as he wins the 50-50, and with the Herald, gets mid-tier 1 turret down.
In terms of scaling moving forward.
They've lost out on feats of strength, so the boot upgrades in NIP's hands. They've knocked down their second turret of the game. Will be immediately answered, though, by Sheer. Kali is dictating all of these fights, but maybe we have a skirmish coming first, as the flank teleport from solo kill does come out. He's got the ultimate, drops the equalizer, sees the assist. It's such a beautiful combo. The Seraph shield is not enough to save Care. There's about enough time for the response. Sheer teleports in. Maybe get a bit sneaky here, starting the Dragon on his own. But Aki drops a pink ward, sees the Dragon is already being started. Shadow hasn't gotten a lot of damage in. Keeper's Verdict comes out a bit early. It only hits PP caught away. Doinby is teleporting in. RNIP a bit too late. Down goes the Drake. We're even at 2 apiece. Does the chase begin? Does the hunt of Doinby kick off at this point? No, they don't want to chase into Fog. And Shadow gets away with highway robbery on that Dragon.
Great setup there from FPX to be able to grab that Dragon. It's just well built, understanding that Shadow can actually start it pretty much for free, but it's Otacon now that's going to be the potential counter move made by Ninjas in Pyjamas. FPX going to have to immediately come back to contest.
I know giving Otacon is tough, but this is such a bad window to try and force your way in. There's so many choke points. There's so little vision. Weaver's Wall going to come down from Care. Section's Doinby off. The Otacon soon to reset its health bar, and it will. Shadow dashing over the wall after PP got flashed. Lands from Jway. Aki gets slammed into the wall, and Doinby is nowhere to be found. He can't connect with his team in time. And FPX now get to take their shot at Otacon.
It's a disaster for Ninjas in Pyjamas. They end up waiting for a Doinby flank that never comes.
Solo kill! The seismic shove. Care redeems himself for the early game woes. Another single kill found for FPX. And they're back on Otacon again.
Doinby is completely separated. He has all the gold for Ninjas in Pyjamas, and he's not in this fight at all. This is the problem. If you want to go for a flanking Akali, you're just not able to actually execute if you are too far behind. And not only is that Dragon coming in to delay any sort of soul.
This game saw Shadow steal away a critical Drake once. Now he's really indexing his sneaky attributes, starting this Baron with limited vision. He is going to sack this Soul Point Drake. How much is PP God going to find out about this Baron, though? That Weaver's Wall should be singing alarm bells, PP God. That Baron is gone. Soul Point Drake felt like a big victory for NIP, and they just learned
on the bottom side, pushing with that Baron. He doesn't want to over push, but you know, FPX is in the area if they want to collapse.
He is very high level compared to Aki, PP God, but they're going all out for Sheer right now. 4 members committed. Yes, that's a teleport from Doinby in the background, and they are going to knock down the Gwen. Shadow's flank is a little bit too late. Do FPX still really want this fight without their Gwen? They've once again sectioned off Doinby, but Shadow's in a 1v3. He just does not win. Double kill over to solo kill as Doinby flies on in with the Pro Execution. Cares down next. The Keeper's Verdict just a little bit too late from Jue. All of that Baron work done by Shadow crumples as they give over map state control. Now it all disintegrates. You go from having 3 Baron waves pushing in your favor to now just maybe 1 in this mid lane spot, and you give confidence over to Aki and NIP as Carries once again singled out. They are sitting on top of the equalizer, the most valuable Rumble ult you might see in the LPL for a while. So NIP are happy to give away by this point. It's hard not to think about how different of a map state we'd be in if not for that last fight from FPX. These should be tier 2 turrets going down for FunPlus Phoenix. It's just not the world we're living in right now. All right, none of it's going to matter, K-Man. This Dragon will decide the game. Infernal sold to an NIP comp like this is a signed, sealed, and shipped win in the name of Ninjas in Pyjamas. Shadow is going to start it up. They're going to try and burn the Dragon down. Once again, the Weaver's Wall is going to start things off. Care puts it right on top of the Dragon. Equalizer down. Can Aki secure it? No! It's Shadow that grabs the Infernal Soul. Jue immediately burns to the mind of solo kill. In goes Aki, but it's Doinby flying through. Finds 1. Looks for Assume next. 5 bans don't mean squat to the Split 1 MVP. Just like that, it's a triple kill to Doinby and NIP wrecking FunPlus Phoenix.
Would be a miracle play.
Needlework up in 2 seconds. He's got it now. There's no jungler. Equalizer's back up though for solo kill. Sheer. Needlework down. Stun's coming across. How much can he heal through? Not enough. Sheer's heroic plays fall flat. Baron and a kill for NIP.
And it just goes from bad to worse.
In the lineup. This guy's had some of the most impactful Rumble ults in this game that I've seen, but not much time to talk about it. Leaving PP God may be caught here. Weaver's Wall, curtain call. They're looking for the kills, but they just can't commit to them. Doinby teleports in. He's flying all the way. 1 versus 4. Goes into the stasis. Can NIP find the kills on the back? Doinby, no. He does get shut down on the front side of the fight. Solo kill. Able to set up a trade onto Shadow. With Baron, NIP will take that, getting more turrets off the back end.
Yeah, it's an okay fight for NIP. I think that they could have maybe ended the game there with slightly better execution, but Doinby just not able to find those targets exactly where they wanted him. Aki now, though, going for it.
Aki with the GA has all the confidence in the world. When you've got arrows like that from Leave on the back end, why not? 1 kill and inhibitor tower picked up. Aki's still hunting for more. Sheer's getting chunked day by day, damage by damage. NIP are pushing for a win here. It's only Care and Jue left. They've got the Baron wave. They got another clutch equalizer from solo kill. There's nowhere to walk but over the molten lava. And NIP are looking to finish it off. Couple more shots into the Nexus turrets. Couple more kills to polish it off. 22-9. NIP stun FPX to take a 1-0 series lead.
What a as much as you have on previous patches. I think that some of those interactions are just a tad bit different than maybe they had been previously. Not that you can't
feast to the pack.
Well, he's gonna know. Yeah, he's gonna place the
go straight towards his wolves. As he sees it. Now in a 2v2, Jue and PP God are here. Smite battle. Aki wins it. Zenith played through. Jue does interrupt it with a good dredge line. But Doinby's first to swing over. Flashes galore coming down. Jue, health bar depleting rapidly. First kill over to NIP. They've got the man advantage, and now they're looking to chase down further. Assume gonna have to cleanse this stun. Likely flash himself back to safety. Leave going after. Not in auto attack range. The death ray falls short as well.
Prioritizing not only Drake's, but doing it even later in the game, as we see Engage.
Assume does have both of the summoners up once more. Ignite
Aki's
down.
6.
Aki, though, with the Cyclone, dashes in, finds the kill. You called it out so well, K-Man. That small window of an XP lead proves bountiful once more.
For NIP want from this point onwards on the map, they should be able to put their pressure wherever they need it to be and start stacking these dragons and maybe even playing for grubs as well.
For NIP.
Can Aki's still here, though?
He's got the Trickster too, so Cyclone's going to come out instantly. Care drops into the Invis. They guess the wrong way Care's going, so he's got a bit of leeway to make the run. PP God going to burn his flash, but Care is still on the wrong side of the rift. There are very few exit doors out. PP God's got a beat on his route. He's going to use the Between Worlds to create more of a dash, but the Culling comes across. One hits its mark, and that gets Leave the kill and feats of warfare to NIP.
Yeah, it was a good attempt.
Drake stacking away. Again, this is the NIP comp, this comfortable scaling, playing for those later fights. Dre knows it. They're going to teleport in Sheer as well. Get a ton of damage down on the PP. Got to re-engage with the Solar Flare. Drops all the damage onto Jway. They do get the Dragon. Cyclone comes in from Aki, but he is alone this far forward. They don't get their top laner in until a bit late, but Aki's still alive and thriving. The bullet time on the back end, though, cuts out his escape route. Assume on the front side with Doinby and Leaf throwing out a ton of damage. Has to burn the flash. Leaf follows. Drench life for Jway, though. Let's Assume crawl on out, but it's a marginal win. 3 kills to 1 and a Dragon. It's all up, Ninjas and Pyjamas.
To take him down, which means it's not there for a lot of the rest of that fight. I want to give a lot of credit to Leave as well.
Now they are just kind of outmatched in fight angles, neutral priority. This is a whole different series than what we were expecting, and we'll see if this next fight can kind of level us back to a neutral spot as PP God finds a Dream Engage onto Assume and burns the cleanse. This bullet time, though, hits its mark onto Leave. He's got Shadow in his face, but luckily PP God and Doinby blow through Care and Assume. The Nefiri whimpering away as NIP run another fight.
It's awesome stuff from NIP. You're just in such a dominant position here that even though you've invested so many resources into making sure that specific lanes are strong, you're now looking at a team advantage that you can utilize. So if you see FPX index really heavily into taking down one member, there's just no way to be able to get the rest. And now FPX trying a last-ditch effort on Doinby.
Yeah, he doesn't have a stasis. He does have flash. He's able to get back towards his teammates. Shadow's off towards the flank angle. Doinby's going to fall, but how much can they get with Aki? They trade Assume. That's 4 members to 3, though. I want to give a shout out to the observers for deciding after all this action in the last 10 minutes that solo kill's not been a part of. They're showing him, but they're not showing him because NIP are setting up plays like this. Jway gets locked down by PP God, and the Culling melts through his health bar. Aki flying after both Care and Assume, and guess what? They don't even feel confident enough to fight this Wukong. The jungle not even safe for FPX to traverse right now.
There's just nothing left on the map for FPX to be able to fight over. It's so aggressively played by Leave, and you look and you're like, okay, maybe Bullet Time can pull something back. It's a small close quarters fight. Sheer, is he going to be able to solo kill here? Have to burn the Scion ultimate to get himself out of there. Almost a really funny turn of events, but worth noting, the bullet time in that fight, in a small close quarters choke point, hits no one. 0 damage, like absolutely nothing, and it's just it's a disaster. Solo kill.
Oh,
now gonna have to burn his flash after teleporting back.
You know what? That's do we call that a mental warfare W?
I mean, at this point, you take what you can get if you're FPX. I mean, even the Scion's like a level up or an item up right now onto the Yorick, and so
5-minute banger to piloting a dominating carry performance. As NIP are running away with this game at 21 minutes. They get an uncontested Otacon. It's just all up NIP stocks, baby.
NIP, they're just pushing wherever they want to push, and FPX are funneled into just having to run away from Raptors.
Herald is going to get interrupted by that wave. Leave, the crash down is not worth your life, but the Culling nearly fully deletes Assume's health bar. It does cost Leave his life, and they get Shadow up near towards Sheer. So we get some really weird fighting lines. Here comes solo kill. Does not hit Shadow. That's also Cyclone down out of Aki. So a bit of the worries for NIP showing. Leave overextending himself, trying to do everything on his own. Does cost him the shutdown. Like you called out, K-Man. Where NIP are at right now, Shutting down only one threat is not enough.
Some team fights that could potentially go very, very poorly for FPX if they want to try and take a front-to-back 5v5. That being said, it's going to have to be forced at some point. Ninjas in Pyjamas have no reason not to group up and create a lot of these exchanges. We talk about simplifying the process is the term I use a lot in terms of drafts and just making sure that your win condition is never overly difficult to execute on. Well, you know, Wukong, Leona engage with Victor, Lucian follow-up, not particularly difficult to execute on if you can get those fights. That's what NIP are looking for. Jue's going to be the first target.
Yep, flashes away from the Solar Flare. PP God taking an aggressive route, trying to get to Care. But Assume can't do enough damage. Another flash claimed by PP God almost alone. Flashes galore just being dropped as Assume tries to get away from Aki. But one Cyclone's enough. Care trying to trade back, but he just can't find any avenue in. NIP are an impenetrable wall right now in these fights. 3-0 once more.
I mean, this is the problem. There's just no fight to take on the map. There's nothing that you can do. Aki, by himself, once again, behind enemy lines, 3v1, and he gets a solo kill and just gets to dash out. He's not even remotely concerned. He's having a phenomenal game right now. I don't even think we're giving him enough credit for just how well he's played, but Leave, you know, with those cullings and constantly dashing forward on this Lucian, you can see the aggressiveness from Doingby, PP God, you know, everybody is just playing with so much confidence right now, and it means that this entire map is Ninjas in Pyjamas to lose.
What? Oh, FPX really need to capitalize on these windows where they get ults out for very little.
Is solo kill just killing Sheer?
Yeah, 100%. Well, I mean, this is Scion scale. I mean, what do we? The guy eats shields for breakfast. He slaps down minions, and the namesake comes across. Sheer's down. Re-engage comes across from FPX, but look at Doingby's damage. The Arcane Storm swallowing all of FPX whole.
Just nothing to find in the jungle. If you are looking for one of NIP to be too far forward, maybe you can get Aki in a situation like that, but you're going to have to pay the price of losing almost your entire team. We saw Sheer get solo killed by solo kill down on the bot side. Shadow now. He's going to try to clear the wave. Understands maybe that he can't kill solo kill. He's going to try, but I don't even know if he can. I think this is just wasting time for the Neferi as the NIP team just sieges down the base.
Damage is bouncing off this guy. This is full desperation from Shadow.
Teleport from Doingby.
Oh my God! They don't even want to let solo kill die. They don't care about the push. This is personal right now.
Like, you know, matchups as we see the solo kill here for solo kill. The interesting thing, we could be seeing these two teams play a best of 5 to see who gets into playoffs. Like, that's where these standings are at right now. If this is a preview of that, NIP is going to be in a really good spot. Just look at this. There's no damage onto the Scion. We saw how long it took a Neferi to try and take down this champion. You think that, you know...
Bye-bye.
Oh, my God.
2v1. You thought the 1v1 was bad. Let me bring in a 3-item Wukong. What does that do for me?
Yeah. Somehow, some way that didn't make it easier for the York to be able to win it. I don't know who could have predicted that, but...
No way.
It just goes from bad to worse, man. Like, it's not good for FPX, and now they're just trying to salvage their base as much as they can, but this could be the final push coming in from Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Yeah, they're so confident. They're pushing into the base, diving near Nexus turrets. Baron is up. They can just take that. They go through the motions, but instead, NIP want to go for the throw. Leave is getting led astray here, trying to chase down Shadow.
Oh.
And he's not going to get him. Shadow buys a lot of time. PP God's fairly low, so he'll just take the inhibitor and back out, and maybe NIP will just go through the motions and look for Baron instead of the solo kill. Just kind of zones all of FPX on his own. All right, so he knocked back 3 guys with the blast cone. Baron's gone. FPX is late, and now they got to run away because one solar flare will see Shadow go down. Great use of the untargetable. Gets away though from the Zenith Blade. Again, small wins for FPX. Not dying is nice, but in this game state, they need a miracle, a Hail Mary, to have a chance at keeping the sweep at bay.
Yeah, a miracle would probably be an undersell of what it would take as we see them starting to siege down and solo kill, diving in.
40k HP Scion jumps right into your team. What do? You crumble. Cyclone not even used on Assume. He gets a 4-man knockup 2 times over for Aki. There it is. Sign it, ship it, seal it, whatever way you want to do it. Doingby and NIP might just be back as they sweep out their second opponent in 3 matches.
Unbelievable stuff here from Ninjas in Pyjamas as they claim